Yeah. You know what it is? You know what it is. This is another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. We got an amazing show planned for you today. I'm gonna show you how to really come up. I'm gonna show you how to get this money. I'm gonna show you how to get fit. I'm gonna show you how to get in great shape. And we're also gonna learn a lot along the way. I'm gonna answer all your questions. It's gonna be dope. Let's get it started. Yeah. Another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. This is episode 296, 5. It's one of them, man. We close. We doing this, man. I'm excited to share a lot of stuff with y'all today, man. I am your host, Big Brandon Carter, King Keto, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio para mi gente. Unctimus Prime, the Southside Savior. And I'm not alone. I'm also here with the sexiest podcast moderator in the world. Minovia, she gonna be manning the chats, making sure that nobody talk crazy. You fuck around and get kicked out and banished. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna be reading all your super chats. Nima's still out there in the Strait of Hormuz. All right, Nima's still out there working on getting things right with the thought repellent, so we can get that out, man. He's on that mission, and hopefully he comes back alive. We'll see, man. We're praying for him. All right, we got a lot we want to cover today, man. A lot we want to get into. Hope y'all doing great on this Sunday. You know what, man? Before we get into, we got two sponsors. My fault. We got two sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into everything, there's some things I want to talk to you about. I was struggling with something, and it was really fucking with me. But I'm gonna get into that in a second. First of all, we got two sponsors. All right, the first sponsor is me. I'm doing a live training this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm gonna show you how to grow your online fitness business using AI. I made my first $1 million with AI. I'm sorry, my first $1 million as an online trainer before there was any AI. I was doing it old school, manually. And I've taught over 15,000 people how to grow successful online fitness business. Some of them y'all know, man. Some of them people I've mentored, y'all know, man. FitX Fearless, Austin Dunham, Connor Murphy, a number of other ones, right? And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it with AI, right? Because I'm telling you, I got some tricks up my sleeves that I'm gonna share with you for free. How to grow your online fitness business. Click the link in the description. It's going down this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. And second sponsor is Thought Repellent. Thought Repellent is the easy to apply spray to keep the hose away. Yeah, the easy to apply spray to keep the hose away. And you're gonna need this once you start becoming successful. Once you, especially if you follow the advice in this episode, because I'm gonna show you how to get ripped and get money, right? If you just follow the advice in this episode of the podcast, you won't be like, how do I get girls? How do I rizz up bitches? Nah, man, they're gonna be all over you. But not all women is good women. Some of them is thoughts, and this has been genetically engineered to keep the thoughts away. And but here's the thing: we had some problems with getting it. We had it developed in Iran because they have way calmer regulations, as far as human rights goes and human testing, right? So, but with the whole war and shit, so I sent Nima to go get it back, but we got to fund that expedition for him to bring it back from Iran. So all your super chats are going to go towards development for Thought Repellent, and you're going to need it. You know why? Because the thoughts is out here in full effect. I don't know if y'all seen this shit, but this was this chick, man. She worked for the Department of Homeland Security, right? This chick, I don't know if y'all heard about this, man, right? She worked for the Department of Homeland Security, and she's been suspended because she was out here hoeing. You heard about this shit? She was out here hoeing. So allegedly, this is allegedly, this chick, she's 29 years old. She's a deputy assistant of counterterrorism, right? You know what I'm saying? And what happened was, man, she found this nigga, this dude named Robert. I don't know how to say his last name, but this guy was actually a defense contractor. So there's already a conflict of interest because he's a defense contractor and he's got like over $60 million in government contracts with the United States. And he started fucking this bitch, right? But they was in like a sugar daddy kind of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like this motherfucker, this motherfucker was like funding her lifestyle. Apparently, over the course of 4 months, he paid this bitch $40,000 for this. First of all, this brother, he's getting ripped off. $40,000 for that. You know what I'm saying? And he's got, she's been on leave, man, because she was fucking this dude. And yeah. 40, can y'all believe that? First of all, before we get to $40,000 for this for 3 months? Come on, man. He got ripped off. No, he was getting ripped off. But they met on one of them like dating apps, and he spent about $40,000 on her. You know, the first date, this motherfucker spent $1,400. Then he took her on a trip to Aruba. He was buying her shit from Cartier, Bottega, right? And the conflict, they started the yo, let me tell you what happened, man. They started she referred to him as like the human ATM. This is why you guys need thought repelling. You don't want to end up in a situation like this, right? And he was demanding that he pay for her $2,000 cellulite treatment. Yo, man, motherfuckers is really out here. Motherfuckers is really out here paying $40,000 on a bitch with cellulite. But anyway, and to cover her bills during the government shutdown, right? And he said, yo, he's not paying her bills no more till they get engaged. Like this motherfucker wanted to marry this hoe. You know what I'm saying? but then they broke up, right? Because she was like wilding. They broke up, and this motherfucker snitched, and he filed a complaint with the Department of Homeland Security. Yo, can you imagine breaking up with a bitch and then you call her job? This motherfucker was down bad, wasn't he? This motherfucker was down bad. He called her job and snitched on her, and she got suspended. You know, you can't be fucking niggas at defense contracts if you work for the Department of Defense. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a potential conflict of interest. But I don't know. I thought this was an interesting story. Yo, this really motherfuckers out here paying like $40,000 for this. She look like a regular ass bitch, man. Right? Yeah, y'all let me know in the comments, man. Y'all think you think this is worth 40,000 bucks? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But that's not the thing that really had me fucking aggravated. What really had me fucked up was, you know, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm starting to believe that we should really start drug testing people who run for public office. You know what I'm saying? Ever since when Trump posted this the other day, our fearless leader, he posted this, man. Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a nuclear deal. They better get smart soon. President DJT. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Then he posts a picture. Of his fucking old ass senior citizen obese ass. This is real. This is like, I'm not making this up. This is true social. This motherfucker made his own Twitter, and he posted this shit from his account of him in Iran and shit blowing up behind him, and him holding what looks to be an assault rifle. And when I saw this shit, I was like, yo, man, we got to start drug testing people before they start running for public office. This shit ain't right. This don't seem like a way to solve conflict, in my opinion, man. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I don't know much about diplomacy, and this don't seem like the right way. And yo, man, we had a nuclear deal with Iran. You know that, right? We had one, but President JDT, he ripped that one up and said he wanted a new one. But we had a nuclear deal with Iran for mad long. Shit was fine. Shit was fine. But anyway, he ripped it up and said, nah, we need a new deal. I guess this is the art of the deal. And now I thought initially, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought this was a bad look. I didn't think it was presidential. I thought, man, yo, imagine if Obama did some shit like this. They'd be tripping, right? I wasn't feeling good about this. All right. I thought he was losing it. I thought he was like losing his marbles. Like they said Biden was like had dementia. Then I saw this. I was like, nah, Biden ain't got nothing on this motherfucker. Until I realized, man, they sent Kid Rock. They sent Kid Rock to address the Pentagon about the Strait of Hormuz. You know what I'm saying? All right. They sent Kid Rock over there. And I was like, oh, everything's going to be fine. Kid Rock is telling the generals how we should make this shit happen. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck took so long? Why didn't they do this shit on day one? We'd have been had the whole Strait of Hormuz should have been solid. I don't know why they start off with this, man. Was they just waiting until shit got real before they bring in the big guns? I don't know. This is what I'm thinking. Oh, what the fuck happened here? Oh, yeah. But what do I know, man? What do I know? Anyway, guys, I hope Kid Rock can fix this whole Strait of Hormuz shit, because that's what a thought repellent is. That's the reason we haven't been able to launch this yet, because it's been caught up in the Strait of Hormuz. But never fear, Kid Rock is gonna fix it for us. Yeah. Ba with the ba, the bang, the bang. Everything's gonna be fine, guys. Relax. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be all right. We got Kid Rock on the scene. Something else interesting happened. It's just been, something else interesting happened. Y'all know Brian Johnson? He got a YouTube channel too. I don't know if you heard of it, and he's the white guy. He looked kind of like a vampire, and he want to live forever and shit. Remember that guy? So he does all the biohacking shit. He's like the #1 biohacker. Well, my man went on Twitter and he gave us a little life update. I don't have Twitter, right? So I ain't know this type of shit. Maybe y'all let me know, is this type of shit people are posting? But Brian went on Twitter and said, yo, just gave Kate oral sex. Good night, everyone. You know what I'm saying? He felt like we needed to know that last night. You know what I'm saying? He felt like we needed to be made aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Listen. You may not notice about me. I've given my girlfriend oral sex. I have. I promise you I have. But I've never felt compelled to tell everyone. Like I never been compelled to make an announcement. I was like, about 6 million people need to hear about this. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I could be wrong, but this implies that he just gave Kate oral sex and went to sleep. Like the implication is that he didn't fuck. He just, just want to top her off right quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Help Kate get some rest. Maybe Kate wasn't getting enough REM sleep. Maybe she wasn't getting optimal sleep. And he had to go ahead and lick that down right quick. I don't know. Listen, I don't have Twitter. This came across somebody was talking about this on Instagram. I don't know. Is this type of shit y'all sharing on Twitter? Y'all let me know, man. Are y'all live? Are y'all live blogging your fucking sex lives? You know what I'm saying? That's not all, though. That's not all. He gave us some more details after this. Brian did. He went and said, yo, man, this is her vagina microbiome report. Right? He leave it to this nigga to make getting pussy fucking weird. This is her. He posted his girlfriend's vagina microbiome report. Top 1% of all vaginas. Here's the sample. Her sample is dominated by the single most protective bacteria species a vagina can host. I'm not gonna go try to say that. You know what I'm saying? Only about 25 to 30 of reproductive age women globally are L whatever dominant. And dominant usually means 50%. Kate is at 98%. Hold up, guys. Is this what Twitter is about, guys? Y'all let me know. I ain't been on Twitter in a long time. Are y'all on Twitter explaining your girlfriend's vagina to the world? Is that how y'all getting down on Twitter? Because I remember when I used to be on Twitter back in the days, before Instagram and shit, when it first dropped, we was just like talking about sports and like cracking jokes. Is this how y'all getting down? This how y'all giving it up on Twitter? You know what I'm saying? The lab found nothing bad to report. None of this shit. Okay, guys, real quick. Enough jokes. What type of nigga sends a vaginal sample of his girl's pussy to the motherfucking lab? What kind of lab is running these tests? Man, I ain't never thought about doing none of this. Maybe I'm slacking. Babe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need up. I think you can beat this bitch, man.
Excuse me?
He's saying she got the fucking best vagina in the world. I think you can beat her, man. I think we need to send a vaginal sample to one of these labs. What do you think?
I'm gonna remove myself.
And then I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post the results. Everybody needs to see this. What up? Is this maybe I'm tripping? Maybe this is what the kids are doing. I'm 43. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? But it seems kind of strange. It seems like some strange shit to your boy. And what lab is doing this? Anyway, man, I don't know what's going on, guys. A lot of shit going on. Hey, but in order to get pussy to send it to a lab, you probably need to come up. You probably need to become more successful. And that's something that we're going to get into right now. I got a little presentation. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to teach you some of the habits you need to be successful. Y'all got to run that back. Yo, I might have to do that one more time. I'm not ready. I ain't got Neiman no more. All right. What? All right. Today we're going to talk about success, but I'm not talking about regular success. You know what people think are successful for like the regular person. I'm talking about extreme success. This video, what I'm going to talk about here, is for people who want to take it to the next level, who want outstanding success. I'm talking about top 1% type shit. Okay. And I'm talking about the difference between that and regular success. And the truth is, it's not for everybody. Once you see what it entails, if you want to make like multiple millions or at least $1 million a year, let's say that. If you want to make $1 million a year, you might look at what it takes and you might, I don't know if I really want to do that, you know? And you might watch this video and say, hey man, maybe I don't need to, right? Because it might be something that I'm gonna show you something that you might find more compelling, right? But let's get into it. Let me show you. So we're going to talk about the architecture of success, right? And in this video, if you do what I tell you, you will be able to outpace 99% of people in the next 6 to 12 months. All right. So first of all, we're going to talk about, in order to go down this path, we can't be balanced. All right. So when people talk about work-life balance and I think you need to can we just get rid of babe, can we get rid of your thing for a second? All right, cool. When people talk about work-life balance or everything in moderation, that's bullshit, bro. That's fucking bullshit. If you want extreme success, if you just want to be a regular nigga doing regular shit, then I think balance would be appropriate goal for you, right? But if you want extreme success, there is no balance. There's no way you can do it, right? I've read tons of autobiographies, biographies, and everybody who experienced extreme success, they had no balance. All right, no balance. So that's kind of like the first sacrifice you got to think about making. No balance. All right. So this means, like, now, if you want to be balanced, it's cool. You can have a real nice social life. You can be comfortable. Everything's totally fine. But to extreme success, you got to be unbalanced and obsessive, right? You can't do regular shit and expect extreme success, right? Extreme success comes from extreme actions only. All right. Now, here's the thing. Regular success, you don't really have to. You can have some balance if you want to be if you want regular success. And what I classify as regular success is somewhere between, $1 and $200,000 a year. Like for most people, that's going to be successful. Like the average American makes about $50,000 to $60,000 per year. So you're doing better than almost everyone, right? And we're going to talk about this 4-hour day, right? But the problem is it's kind of crowded here, but you can still get it. It's not that difficult. You can get it, or you can live a regular life and get this. If you want extreme success, I haven't seen. I don't know anybody who makes over $1 million a year who works like less than 80 hours a week. Like I ain't seen it. They might do it. They might work less for like brief periods of time, right? But for the most part, they go super hard, even when they get it, right? And some people say, man, you got to work smarter, not harder. You got to work smarter, not harder. Shut your broke ass up, motherfucker. All right, shut the fuck up. Okay, you got to work smart and hard. Pause. If you want like extreme success, I'm telling you, you can't be regular and get to this $1 million plus per year. And you're going to feel alienated and people are going to think you're crazy. All right. Now, every once in a while, people say they see somebody who's accomplished really extreme success and they'll say, this person is just lucky. Right. And that's a coping mechanism, or it's a reflection of ignorance, right? They just don't really understand what it takes. But, some people have advantages, right? Like some people have some advantages that maybe you and I don't have. There's people who are smarter, the people who are better looking, people who have different connections, right? But what really like obsessive hard work over a long enough period of time is really the great equalizer, right? Because there are tons of people with less advantages than probably you who've accomplished way more, right? Some of you you definitely need to take that into account, right? And even certain areas of my life, right? There's people who had less advantages than me who've accomplished more. You know, motherfucking legal immigrants and shit snuck over here on a raft or some shit, and some of them got more money than me, right? They had different advantages that I didn't have, right? I mean, I had different advantages that they didn't have, and they still are outpacing me. I'm doing great though, like make no mistake. But anyway, right? So let's talk about this, what it takes. All right. Here's the thing. If you want to be regular success, what I call like, you make $100,000 a year, maybe $200,000 a year, somewhere in that range, like regular success, all you really need is 4 hours a day where you're working on your craft. All right. I've coached literally thousands of people, thousands of entrepreneurs. And what I've noticed, if you can spend at least 4 hours a day working on your craft, and I don't mean studying, I don't mean reading, I don't even mean watching YouTube videos, I don't mean listening to podcasts, I mean actually work, like doing things that move the needle. If you can spend 4 hours a day on your craft, within reason, anybody can get to like $100,000 plus per year. Within reason. It's like when I say within reasons, like I'm assuming you got 4 limbs and you not like a fucking retard, right? And I didn't mean this. I don't say retard in disrespectful way. I mean like IQ's below 70. You know what I'm saying? Like 15% of the population has an IQ of below 70. If you got average intelligence, 4 limbs, and you ain't got no like crazy physical limitations, 4 hours a day working on your craft, you can make $100,000 per year. I've seen it happen so many times. Like, I teach people how to grow their online fitness businesses, and it doesn't take 80 hours a week to make $100,000 a year. Like I've had a few students who've made over $1 million a year, and the amount of effort they put in is a little different, right? Those people are putting in like 80 hours plus. When I made my first $1 million, it took everything. I'm telling you, it took everything. Like I had to sacrifice certain relationships. I had to miss out on a lot of opportunities, definitely a lot of fun, a lot of recreation. It literally took everything to hit that first $1 million. And I made my first $1 million as an online trainer about 11 years ago, right? And the amount of sacrifice I put in, I don't know if everyone's willing to do that, right? Because you can be disciplined. Discipline means you do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not, right? And discipline is just one side of it. Like doing things is one side of it. The part that people are going to find more difficult is the amount of sacrifice you have to make. Like most guys can do things, right? We can go out and do things and make shit happen, but to give up things, right? You might not be cut out for it, right? If you want to be a millionaire, if you want to make over $1 million a year, right? If you just want to make a few $100,000 a year, you can still probably get high sometimes, and you don't have to worry about it. But to get over $1 million, it's a different level. It's a different level, right? 80 hours a week. You got to remember, $1 million a year. $1 million a year is about 20 times what the average American makes. 20 times, right? So if you want to get 20 times if you want your results to be 20 times that of the average American, you probably need to put in a disproportionate amount of effort, right? That makes sense, right? Extreme results have to come from extreme actions. It can't come any other way. And this video will get way more views and it'd probably go viral if I was trying to tell you, hey man, it's easy. Here's the quick way to make $1 million. But that's just not like reality. It requires basically literally all your waking hours. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're awake and you're not eating or shitting, you should probably be working on your craft if you're serious about making your first $1 million. You get what I'm saying? It's you should probably be working on it nonstop. All right. Now, here's the thing though. A lot of times people go into industries and they'll say, man, it's oversaturated. It's too many people doing it, or I need to do something different. The truth is, man, most people who build real successful businesses, a lot of times they're not doing anything unique, right? There's billionaires who make clothes, right? Clothes have been around since we were fucking Ralph Lauren's a billionaire, right? But like motherfuckers been wearing clothes since the dawn of time, right? You know, it's like he didn't do nothing new. He just did it better, right? So when you go like super hard, when you're willing to go put in that a crazy amount of effort, almost the kind of effort we're talking about, you don't really have the same amount of competitors. You get what I'm saying? Because right here, where it's oversaturated is regular people putting in regular effort, right? But if you're willing to put in effort if you're willing to put in way more effort than the average person, you'll notice that there's not much competition, right? There's a lot of people who are in my industry, but there might be like 5 people who I consider like real competitors, right? There's like thousands of people doing it, but there's about 5 who go hard enough that I'm like, okay, this is a legit competitor. You get what I'm saying? Because I know the other people, they're not putting the same kind of effort as the rest of us. You know, I'll leave this right now. When I say sacrifice, this is just if you want to make your first $1 million, right? There's going to be a tax. It's going to be a tax, right? One thing is you're probably going to feel burnt out the whole time, right? Maybe, right? You might feel burnt out because burnout doesn't come from activity. Burnout comes from stress, and it might be stressful, right? But just remember that burnout doesn't come from activity. Burnout comes from stress, right? If any of you guys been around children, right? You see they'll play and jump around all fucking day. Like my son, he'll start playing from the time he wakes up. Literally from the time he wakes up. He's got a bunk bed with a slide connected to it. Right. I seen him get up. First thing you do is go down the slide and then go to the bathroom. This motherfucker start playing from the time he wake up to the time he goes to sleep. But he's never burnt out, right? Because burnout comes from stress, not activity. Right. But people are going to say you're going to burn out. People are going to tell you, oh, you got to take it easy. You're going to burn out. People are going to say, oh, you're doing too much. You need to relax, man. You're going too hard. Right. Take a day off, man. Everything in moderation. You can have some fun. One day won't hurt you. Guys, those are the battle cries of the mediocre, right? Those are the battle cries of the people who are and are going to remain average. It's their battle cry. Take a day off, everything in moderation. One day won't hurt. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know nothing about what I'm really trying to do. All right. Honestly, people are gonna think you're fucking insane. And in fact, if people aren't saying that you're crazy, if people aren't saying you're doing too much, if people aren't saying that you need to relax, take some time off, if they don't think you're a little crazy, you're probably not on the path to making your first million. I'm just be honest with you. You are probably not on your path to making your first million if people aren't saying that you are a fucking lunatic. If people aren't saying that you're crazy. All right. Now, here's the thing, right? If you actually put in this work, you're going to achieve mastery in your field, right? You're going to build a legacy, have some status, and you'll make the money, right? But the price for that is being misunderstood by your peers, your friends, your family, right? It's going to be difficult to maintain standard relationships, whether friendships or romantic relationships, right? Because every chick say they want a rich guy, they would like a rich guy, but they don't want to fucking work with you to get that, right? They don't, like, typically most of them don't want to work with you. They don't want to struggle with your goofy ass. right? Why you chasing your pipe dream? They want to fucking find the guy who's already at the finish line, right? Because if you're doing this and you're trying to maintain a relationship, it becomes very difficult because all her friends and her family and all the women she knows, they're probably dating regular guys who do regular shit. So these guys have a lot more free time than a motherfucker who's trying to make $1 million in 1 year, who's trying to make 20 times the national average income, right? So these motherfuckers, so she sees the women in her circles, they going on vacations, they doing shit, they having a lot more fun with their boyfriends than you are. I mean, that she is with you, and she's gonna start to resent you for that. She's gonna see that, she's gonna feel like she's missing out, right? And she's gonna say, "Oh, you work too much. You work too much. You work too much. You work too much. You work too much." And you probably do work too much for her, right? To be with her. So you might have to sacrifice the relationship. Honestly, here's the thing: you don't have to do it. You don't have to sacrifice romantic relationships. You don't have to sacrifice friendships. You don't have to sacrifice your hobbies. You don't have to sacrifice going to basketball games. You don't have to sacrifice anything. But just know that if you aren't willing to sacrifice for your goals, then the goals become the sacrifice. So don't think just because you don't sacrifice those things that you're not making a sacrifice. You're just sacrificing your fucking goals. There's a sacrifice either way, and you have to decide which ones you want to make. But there is a silver lining, because if you sacrifice some of these things you want now, you can get a better version of them once you're successful. For example, I remember I love Chicago Bulls. I grew up loving Chicago Bulls. I grew up in Chicago in the 90s, and they drafted Derrick Rose, who was from Chicago, from my neighborhood, Southside Chicago. And he was rookie of the year. Then he was MVP. He was killing the shit, right? And I was not watching the games because I was hustling during that time. I was trying to come up, right? Now, though, I live in Miami, so now I'm a Miami Heat fan. Now, when me and my boys, we go to the Heat game, we sit courtside, right? I sacrificed watching it on television, one of them thick ass televisions too. Like, I ain't have a flat screen at that time. I had one of them thick ass long back TVs. You know what I'm saying? That shit was like it wasn't a flat screen, man. It was a fucking 2-foot wide screen. I sacrificed watching it on that because now I see the shit in person. I was at a motherfucking basketball game. I was at the Heat game, sitting courtside underneath the basket with the homie Jeremy, and Chris Paul went up for a layup and landed in my lap. Pause. I got NBA players landed in my lap now instead of watching them on TV. Right? You get a better version of it. It's a better experience. You get what I'm saying? Like, I had to skip a lot of family events. I skipped family events. I skipped birthday parties, family, friends. I lost some friends during that period, because, oh man, Brandon ain't come to my birthday party. I'm like, yo, if you a man complaining about a man not going to your birthday party, I don't want to be friends with you. Right. So I was able to actually prune some of those friendships. But, I missed out on like family shit. I remember, when you want to hear some fucked up, like this was fucked up. My grandma died, and I really fucked with my grandma. She was the shit. And I didn't go to her funeral because I had shit to do. I probably should have went to that one, but I remember I had shit. I was so fucking laser focused that I didn't go, and that's kind of fucked up. In retrospect, I probably should have went to that one. Like that would have been, but I just remember thinking I was just so, man, I got to make this shit happen. I got to make this shit happen. Because you got to remember, I know how harsh that sounds, and it was harsh, but you got to remember, man, I was in a different kind of situation. Like my father had killed himself, and it was during the recession. That my father killed himself, then the recession started, and my whole family was struggling. Everybody was dependent on me to actually, dig us out of the hole that he left us in. Like because he didn't leave us with any money. He left us with like some fucking bills, some tax shit that my mom inherited. Like it was a big problem, man. And and I was like, fuck, if this is gonna happen, I'm gonna have to make it happen. And I was so focused on that that I skipped the funeral. But now, like, now, man, shit, instead of jumping on Southwest and going to the funeral, now if I fly somewhere, me and my girl, we fly first class. When I go visit my son lives in Georgia with his mom. I'm there every other weekend. I'm flying first class. I took my son Disney World. We doing VIP shit. I took my girl to fucking Universal. We VIP, skipping the lines and shit, skipping the 2-hour lines, going straight to the front, right? It's a better version of it. So the things I sacrifice, I experience a better version of those things now. And it's going to be the same for you, right? Whatever you have to sacrifice, if you stay the course, you can get those things once you get rich, and you'll get a better version of them. You get what I'm saying? If some bitch you fucking now doesn't want to be with you because you work too hard, cool. You think you can't get a better bitch once you get some fucking money? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Especially you guys are young. A lot of you guys are a lot younger than me. You might be in your 20s right now. Yeah, man. Fucking this new bitch is turning 20 every day. Like, you get a better version of her, man. Who gives a fuck? You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, you get a better version of it if you can sacrifice what you want now for what you want more. Now, here's the thing, though. I do want to share something with you. We talked about what it takes to get. We talked about what it takes to get to $1 million a year. So $1 million a year is about $80,000 per month, right? A lot of you guys, most people will feel super rich at $30,000 a month. Like, if you get to $30,000 a month, the marginal utility of money between $38,000 and $80,000 per month is almost negligible as far as the ways it affects your life, right? Because at $30,000 a month, you can get a dope place, right? Maybe not as dope as mine, but super close. Like, honestly, like, a really dope place. And especially if you don't live in a major city, if you live in a regular, but even in Miami, you can get a fucking dope place. You can get yourself a fucking Lambo if you want, supercar. Leasing a Lambo is like fucking $2K a month, $3K a month, fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can travel as much as you want. First class. You can go on a few vacations a year without having to give up everything. Like, honestly, $30K a month is like the sweet spot. That's when you really start to feel rich. And everything past $30K a month is like, okay, now you can like set up shit for the future, like start putting, like, you can just invest more. Like, you won't necessarily want to spend more past that, because there's not as much shit to buy. Like, with that extra 50K a month past the 30, is not as much shit to buy. You can already, unless you're just really going hard flexing, or if you got a cocaine habit, or you really into like high priced hookers or some shit. But for the most part, if you're just a regular guy, $30K a month, man, you can live like a fucking king, right? So you actually might not want to go for the $1 million a year. I'm gonna be honest with you, $30K a month, man, you will feel incredible. I promise you, your life would be fantastic at $30K a month, and it won't take as much sacrifice. It's going to take some sacrifice, but it's less of a headache. Like, I'm telling you, $1 million a year takes fucking everything, bro. It takes fucking everything. It's mentally draining. It's physically draining. But $30K a year, I feel like that's something you can obtain and maintain a slightly normal way of life. It won't be the same as a regular guy who just, after 5 o'clock, he ain't doing shit till midnight and he goes to sleep, right? It won't necessarily be like him, right? But you can, if my goal was only $30K a month, I would have went to that funeral, right? If my only goal was $30K a month, I'd have probably watched some of, Derrick Rose in his prime, $30K a month. I'm telling you. Right. So you really need to understand, is this? Sorry, let me get this out. Is that what you really want? Do you really need to make $1 million a year? I don't know if you do. I don't know if you want to. I'm not going to dissuade you from that. Just know it's going to take everything. I just want to be real about you. It's going to take everything you got. All right. I don't know if life is much better between $1 million a year and $30K a month, right? $80K a year, $1 million a year, which is $80K a month versus $30K a year. Like the amount of effort it takes to get to 80, I don't know. I don't know if it's that extra effort, because there's a lot more effort to get to 80 than 30. I don't know if all that effort is necessarily, for most people, necessarily worth it, because the marginal utility starts to decrease. You know what I'm saying? You got to want to do it for a different reason. And maybe that different reason is you want to set up a legacy or generational wealth. You get what I'm saying? Or you got more people to take care of. For me, I had more people to take care of than just myself. I really had to dig us out of some holes, anyway, but and if you only want to get to 10K a month, you can legit, if you know what you're doing, you can legit coast your way to 10K a month. Like you can just, I'm telling you, you can legit coast your way there if you know what you're doing. All right. If you want to know how to do that, I got a free ebook. I'm sorry. If you want to know how to do that, I'm doing a live training. I'm doing a live training this weekend at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I show you how to grow your online fitness business using AI. I made my first $1 million as an online trainer about 11 years ago. All right. It would have been way easier if I started now. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it now. I've taught over 15,000 people how to grow successful online fitness businesses. Some of them make over $1 million a year. Not a whole lot, but some of them do, right? Because you see what it takes, right? But we've helped literally thousands of people make 10K a month or more. And hundreds of them have gotten to like 50K a month, right? If you want to learn how to do that using AI, hit the link in the description. It's going to be a live training. It's going to be dope. You don't want to miss out on it this Sunday. Click that link. All right. Yo, are y'all ready? Oh, so speaking of getting money, man, I think we need to talk about the market with the market recap. Let's go. Yeah. What's going on, man? This is the market recap. I'm your boy, Big Brandon Carter, King Keto, and I am here with the big homie, Young Candlestick. What's good, homie?
Major earnings are out of the way.
Let's
recap it.
Let's recap.
There's a lot to talk about. So Big Cap Tech reported their earnings, and the market is hitting all-time highs. We're just screaming to the upside.
Really?
Up until the end of the year, I'm still leaning bullish. It just comes down to where can you get a dip? So on Tuesday, I was given my earnings predictions. I was saying I was bullish on all of them besides Apple. So let's recap what happened.
Yeah.
And Google hit all-time highs.
Come on, man.
Still my largest holding. I'm not selling any shares. I'm just holding on to it. Okay, so Google up almost 10% today. I really like the stock. If you don't own any Google, you got to get it through
10% today? Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah. It's exploding to the upside.
Yo, man, I know that's a big move for you because I know that's your biggest holding.
Google is my largest, and then NBIS is my second one. NBIS, probably you can wait to buy it, but I still like the stock longer term. There's been a little bit of a hiccup with the data center build out. So data center stocks are kind of taking a small sell. But yeah, Google, still my largest holding. You can get Google just by owning the QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. I also really like QQQI. This has been printing cash. Okay, you're going to get NASDAQ exposure, plus you're going to get some of that extra income each and every month, which kind of incentivizes you to hold on to it. So that's really cool. So Google crushed earnings, exploding higher. Amazon did really well on earnings. It's only up about 1%. It started off with a large gap up and then kind of sold off and then recovered. Microsoft did sell just a little bit after earnings. it's still got some weakness with the overall software sector kind of being weak. So if you ever want to take a look at the software sector, you can take a look at IGV. Okay. And so the software sector has been underperforming due to Claude going beast mode. So keep an eye on that. Maybe the software sector can recover. If I'm going to pick my favorite software stocks, it's going to be Microsoft and Oracle. Oracle is increasing its capital expenditures. And so what's going to happen with that is Oracle's either going to get its ass whooped or it's going to take off. So it's a really binary move for something like Oracle. So risk to reward says, hey, maybe Oracle is worth a buy and you just don't have a stop. And if it takes off, great. If it doesn't, oh well. Meta. Brandon, you were right on Meta.
Yo.
What's up? Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. My shit froze up.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, you called the Meta drop.
Come on, man. Didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You called the Meta drop. So Meta, big gap down, a little bit of a recovery. Still stuck in this wide-ranging channel. Okay. So Meta, I like breakouts over like 700, but for now, leave it alone. It's not a good trading stock. Okay. We can take a look at Apple. So I was bearish on Apple, and Apple initially had a bearish reaction, but then the guidance turned and changed bullish. So they're basically just full sending this thing higher. Basically S&P 500, it's on a breakout. And that's kind of what we talked about for the past few weeks. Look at this.
Wait, you said that's Apple where you're looking at right now? We're looking at?
Sorry, Apple
man. I'm having
was selling off, but then they said, we expect some good Mac sales. We expect some good iPhone sales. Apple
remember the homie? We don't say who, but the homie said, man, like 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, the homie said Apple will probably never get higher than this.
Oh yeah. That was.
Hey, I'm wrong sometimes too.
180.
Yeah. I'm wrong sometimes.
Yeah, he also said Nvidia will never be above this level over here. Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm wrong sometimes too, man.
Me too. Totally. You can't get everything right. And that's why it's so important to always just remember the backbone of the stock market. It's to dollar cost average into these strong ETFs, rain or shine. It still stands the test of time. And I have noticed a lot of older money managers, they're bearish. They're not used to this new regime, and all the younger traders out there, it's just straight up calls every day. Buy calls, buy calls to the moon, buy calls. And so there's this wealth transfer that's happening of all the bearish traders, the bearish folk, to the bullish traders, the young bullish traders. I just find that interesting. We are in a new regime, and it's kind of like one of those things where the market's pricing in a whole new world with data centers, tech being the main front of everything. Pullbacks are shallow and weak and short-lived. Back when I first started trading and investing 10 years ago, I was trading during the 2018 interest rate hikes. Market drops 30%. It was a slow drop too. During the C19 crash, 40% in 2 months. The market dropped 40% in 2 months. And so what those drops do is they kind of make you a little bitch, as in it makes you afraid to buy the dip sometimes if you're scared because of those experiences. In 2022, market dropped 30%, and it basically did it all damn year up until when the Russia-Ukraine war started. That was the bottom, and that was the best bottom for the next 4 years.
Pause.
So yeah, I know, right? Best pause. There are bottoms everywhere. It's just, what's the best bottom? It's hard to find, so that's why you got a dollar cost average.
So you got a dollar cost average, man.
Yeah. So overall, I'm still bullish on the market going into the end of the year. I think that we can still see another 5 to 10% upside, maybe even more. They do not want to let this thing drop. Trump doesn't want it to drop. Big money is what's moving the market, and banks and institutions, they kind of have to stay fully invested. And so they play this sector rotation game. You guys remember at the beginning of the year, I was saying I'm bearish quarter one. We had a 10% drop in quarter one, and that was it. That was pretty much it. It's been nothing but upside since then. Ideally, you'd love to get a dip buy or a deal, but the market just may not want to sell. It may need like some black swan event, a super bearish news catalyst. You know, it doesn't give a shit about high oil prices anymore. Oil prices still hanging out pretty much near the highs. Yeah. I gave a neutral / bullish rating on that a few days ago.
You would think they would care. Yo, guys, if you guys got any questions about any stocks or securities, cryptos, leave a super chat, and Greg can analyze anything.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, the market just doesn't care. Individual stocks are behaving really well, like technically, but the S&P 500 is just like a slow grind up, shallow dips, and not really explosive breakouts, but just that steady uptrend. You know, this morning had the chance to flip bearish, but gamma flipped. So we started off with a gap up. We sold off into the gap. We're chopping near the gap. Most of the time that leads to a neutral / bearish day. But once it takes out that kind of consolidation pivot, gamma flips. Everybody that bought puts, they're underwater. Everybody that sold calls, they're underwater. And so it's just that slow, methodical grind higher in the market. So going back to oil, you know, I think we're in a commodity super cycle right now, a bullish commodity super cycle. I took profits on wheat with the team at the dead highs yesterday, 25, 24. So I'm out of the wheat trade. I still think wheat can hold up though. So it's retesting the former breakout area. Maybe if it sells off just a little bit tomorrow, I can buy some wheat calls again.
Hey.
Okay? Wheat calls. If we take a look at gold, gold's really not doing too much, not going a lot higher, not going a lot lower. In the short term, gold might sell off just a little bit, but by the end of the year, I think gold rises by another 5 to 10% from here. So neutral to bullish gold into the end of the year, not much to go off of short term. Yeah. You can take a look at the dollar. The dollar's just staying range bound. That was kind of the thesis of what money managers were saying for the year. So that has taken place. So that means gold iron condors maybe for the next few weeks or months.
Really?
Play. Yeah. Not the most exciting trade, but it's consistent. Bitcoin's still relatively weak.
Bitcoin is just doing a bunch of nothing, bro.
Just a bunch of nothing, you know, and maybe if it can get volume, maybe it'll do something. But for now, it's kind of a dead market. In terms of other sectors and ETFs, ILF, that came into that dip buy perfectly that we drew out at 35.68. So I do like ILF, Latin America, if you're looking to play some catch up. If you're looking for a risky stock with low earnings, but can squeeze, Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is breaking out of its base.
Rocket Labs?
Rocket Lab.
That's like Rocket Mortgage and all that other shit?
No. Rocket Lab. This is a space company.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Rocket Mortgage doesn't make as much sense. Yeah. But basically they do launch services and space systems segments. Okay. So space shit. Okay. So this is highly speculative, but see, when the market is like really, really high and a lot of hedge fund managers were caught off sides, they were still short and it just never pulled back. What they do is they need to outperform the S&P 500. Otherwise clients are going to dip because they're like, why the fuck am I giving you my money when I could have just bought SPY?
Yeah.
You know? And so what they do is they start to chase smaller cap companies. So they'll chase things like HIMS. They'll chase things like Rocket Lab, you know, they'll chase things like Quantum. Quantum is breaking out to new all-time highs. I gave this as a setup earlier over 120. So ETF is now up 12% since then. I still think that this is a buy setup, despite everything being overbought. It's really hard to be buying so high. The trend is just there. They're not really letting it up on the bear side of things. So keep an eye on things like that. You know, Of course, I like NBIS, DTCR. This is the data center ETF. That's still bullish. So if you don't want to mess around with these individual stocks and you kind of just want to buy and hold and very likely get a good return on your investment, pay attention to these ETFs. Semiconductors are knocking on the door of all-time highs again. They might fall out of rotation though for the next few weeks.
That's not a high base.
Oh, it is. It is. It's gone up so much so far is that sometimes what they can do is they'll just sell it, or it just doesn't have enough buying pressure and it could go sideways for a bit, maybe even pull back. I wouldn't short semiconductors, even if it has a big down day. It's just, they're so valuable.
If you wanted to get in it, would this be a good space to do like a cash secure put?
I would say if you can get like 2 or 3 down days in a row, then sell a cash secured put.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you're willing to sell a cash secured put like a few months out, sell the 430 strike cash secured put on SMH. So maybe you go out to something like July and you could take a look at like strikes, the 430 strike cash secured put. You're going to get $1,000, but you have to put up $43,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you have to put up 43 grand. You'll make $1,000 guaranteed if you commit to buy 100 shares at 430, and you have a 82% chance of not even getting assigned.
If you don't mind, if like, let's say you wanted to get in it and it wasn't really about the premium, but you'd rather get the premium to get in it, then go for it.
Yeah, I keep saying this every day. If you feel like you missed a stock, you don't have to go all in. You can buy like a half position size. So maybe you buy a little bit up here at 506, you buy a little bit at 463, and then you get your big position in at 430. You get your big size in. Pause. Yeah. So that's the way you play it. If you know a stock is extended and you kind of want to get involved with it, you can't go full size because then you're buying a ton of risk. When RSIs are overbought, it doesn't mean that it has to pull back. It just means you're not getting the best deal. It forms bad habits long term. In the short term, anything can happen, but long term, you gotta build those good habits. In other news, Roblox, our favorite short, they reported earnings today. Stock is shit in the bed. Stock is down like 10%. 25%. Sorry. Stock is down 25% just in the last day. That's all that she's in the books. No more shorts on Roblox. It's pretty much achieved its price target unless it's going to go bankrupt. Do I even dare say you could go long Roblox here? Maybe. No. Another setup, Brandon, this is a stock that may be coming back into rotation is Axon. Look at this.
Axon,
nice yeah, look at this nice high base right here at like 414. If it breaks above 414, especially on volume, I think the stock can pop at least 8%, but potentially like 20%. Okay. So keep an eye on that consolidation box break on that. Other than that, it's really just keep buying the S&P 500, buy every tiny little dip. If you guys are looking for a short setup, Harley Davidson, HOG, fair value of the stock is about $11 a share. So if you want to buy some like December put options on this, they do report earnings on May 5th before the bell, but stock has over 50% downside. Okay. I would not buy this stock if you want to hedge a portfolio, not try to short S&P, but short the weak stocks. Take a look at HOG, Harley Davidson.
Yo, real quick before we get, I got some questions, some stocks I want to ask you about, but I didn't have time to get into that Iron Condor you sent me today. How'd that work?
That's a good thing because as soon as I entered the Iron Condor, I took a loss on the Iron Condor. Let me show you guys my losing Iron Condor position. So the white box represents my max profit. So I entered the Iron Condor in the morning, back when we were in that downtrend. I needed this to be neutral / bearish. As soon as it flipped bull, I sent out a bunch of alerts saying, hey, we're probably going to like 7,200 all-time highs. And so that was a good move. You can hedge and get out, but I took a loss on the Iron Condor. So I
Mm.
needed it in that box. I've just been a little bit off on the index options trading right over here, but to show how crazy of like a move this was to the upside, the 7,200 strike call on the SPX, there's like a 98% chance that it was going to expire worthless. $65 turned into $2,000.
Whoa.
$65 into $2,000. So the market, it's strong. And you know, I was saying on Tuesday, if I'm bullish on most of the earnings, I should sell bull put credit spreads or even go long the market. Yeah. It's just the morning was such a fake out. You know, why it was chopping. That's on me that you can't get it right every single time. But at least I course corrected and said, hey, we're flipping bull. We're going to all-time highs, very likely. So tomorrow's a whole new story, you know. So some of those 0-day index option trades are crazy. You know, you got to be dead precise, and it changes directions so frequently, you know. Anyway, that's the Iron Condor. It's a good thing that you missed it, Brandon.
Hey man, I'm glad I missed it too. I'm usually pissed when I miss the trades that you alert. Yo, you got a super chat. I'm gonna pee while you get where you take it.
Love Greg. I'm from MN2. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up, Cyber Berries. I too am from MN. How do you like it over here? It's really nice in the summer, Minnesota. The winters can get a bit brutal. That's the time to dip. That's the time for me to visit Miami. That's the time for me to go to Florida, visit family, maybe Brandon sometimes. But yeah, much respect to you. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, okay. Alaza Cohen, 50K in Microsoft. What is your thoughts, TA, please? You got it. So let's pull up Microsoft. And we're going to clear this chart. Okay. So this is kind of an interesting chart. If you look at this big rally, we're buying a lot of Microsoft here at 360. It goes all the way up to 355. On the weekly time frame, it's really just range bound. If we look at the monthly, I think that this can be the monthly high or low. Okay. So as long as Microsoft is above that 360 level, it has the chance to gravitate and grind higher. Okay. Be sure to look out for a lot of resistance in like the 460s level. And the reason for that is that was the spot that it broke down from. Okay. So this is the breakdown. Microsoft sells hard. If we're coming to it from the bottom side, that's where we could see some gunk. Okay. What I will say is I don't want to tell you what to do with your investments, but why does it have to be 50K in Microsoft? You have better risk adjusted returns being involved in the NASDAQ, the QQQ ETF, because you're going to get Microsoft exposure, a decent amount. I can take a look and I even see the exact weightings over here by pulling this up. So this is the QQQ ETF. You can always just click on this and then see what is in it. Okay. So where is it showing the exact percentages? You got to go to holdings. It shows you a little compound investment calculator too. See, $10,000 in QQQ over 10 years. Your investment would be worth $59,000. This is hypothetical performance. If you had $10,000 for 1 year, you can reasonably expect, they're saying a 49% gain. Okay. So risk adjusted, this is pretty good. Let's see. So they can show, here we go. See fund details. So Microsoft is 5% of QQQ. So maybe you aren't getting the exact amount that you'd like in it, but look, you're going to get NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, Google, Tesla, Walmart. Walmart's a damn tech stock. That's wild. Either way, QQQ, your risk adjusted returns are so much better than Microsoft. Even still though, Microsoft, I think you have value here. So I think the move is, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying if I had 50K in Microsoft and I'm just sitting in it, I would reduce my position size if it broke this 360. Maybe I'd sell like 20 grand of it, maybe 30 grand of it. Otherwise, as long as it's above that 360, it's at 407, I just hold on to it. And then I would trim hard near this like 460 to 480 area. So maybe I'd sell 30 to 40K of that up there. And I would start to rotate into something like QQQ. Okay. And again, there's that QQQI to pay you the dividend. That's something to think about as well. Hope that helps. My cat is going crazy. Hey, what's up, David Raul Gutierrez? First of all, I am a chartered market technician, which means I'm a licensed professional in technical analysis. You can just follow my YouTube channel, Greg Breheim, CMT. I basically post a weekly market update with some trade setups each and every week.
All right.
If you really fuck with us, come to Victory Trades. Like,
join man. Show before you get to that next super chat. Show them Victory Trades.
Yeah. So this is where we go live over here. We've got the VTAMA. So this is where we're going live.
And look at the wins from today, man.
Oh yeah, this is just a typical day. G-Tomo, $100.
We trade futures live in the morning.
Yeah. JD Davis, he made $1,200. That's a good little move. Prezzi's been trading for 1 year, and he never traded 15. Prezzi pulled out 15 grand today.
He never traded before. He joined Victory Trades.
Never traded before.
That was crazy. I was blown away when he posted that live this morning.
Yeah, and there's a big lesson from that. He took Brandon's strategy, the King Keto setup, and he crafted it to make it his own. So he kind of adjusted the take profit orders if the market looks good to continue. And he catches these big runners. His risk is really low, and then he trails it up. He's super focused, super dedicated. He's gotten a ton of payouts.
Yeah, man.
Come join Victory Trades and talk with Prezzi. He's a cool dude. You know, I had a small green day trading futures. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Here's Cole. He made $77.
Yeah, man. And yesterday was some good moves.
Oh, yeah. Jelani, he made 2K. Jelani had a $34,000 green day. He got a $3,000 payout.
Come on.
He's crushing it. We're talking about Trump. This affects markets.
Hey, man, it affects markets.
It affects markets.
You got to keep Trumps.
We're out here listening to music. We're having fun.
But show the wins from yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. We going to it.
Yep. Here's Brandon. Brandon made $4,300.
I'm trading with 20 funded accounts. And so we use prop firms Apex, and I'm trading them all at once using a trade copier. And so all them 20 counts, it ended up to like a little over $4,000. Boom. Yesterday, 90 minutes.
Yeah. Lately too, your entries have been the exact high of the day or exact low of the day. So
man, like my call outs, I had like one or two bad call outs last month. But other than that, man, I've been calling out some good trades in the morning.
It's amazing. You're definitely helping a lot of people. It's so cool because like you're hitting the high of the day and you're hitting the low of the day. So you can take that quick $100 profit. Yeah. But also if you want to, you can just leave a runner as soon as it gets.
That's what Prezzi does. I take the money and run, but Prezzi will like leave the shit. He'll like move his take profit up.
Yeah. He's like, Brandon was right.
For me, I just take it and leave. So that's how Prezzi like made an adjustment on my shit.
Yep.
On my strategy. It's working well for him.
Yep. And what's nice about it is when you have a good entry, you have profit to work with. So after the market moves in your favor, you can set a break-even stop if you want. You can trail up the stop. There's so many ways to manage a trade once you have a really good entry. And that's what Brandon does best. I think you're fantastic. I think you're the best person in the world for entries.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And I know a lot of traders. You know,
if you guys want to trade with us, join Victory Trades. Links in the description. But
come check it out. We also had some other nice wins. You can check out.
What did Prezzi do? Show me what Prezzi did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday too.
Yeah. Oh, just yesterday, 723. Small day.
Killing that shit.
Yeah. Simus over here made 370.
Come on. It was a big day.
Here's Lukey, baby. He made $1,500 off of some energy stocks.
Come on, man.
$140. Gitamo. Here's Alpato. He made $25.
This is just in the morning, man. We trade for like I've been on trade staying on for like an hour. It's not even 90 minutes. You stay on longer than me, but
yeah, I'm usually live for about 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe like once every other month I can't make a live for something.
Yeah. But then not just the trading futures in the morning. Greg also gives trade alerts. Yep. For like options trades and show them some of them wins over there.
Yeah. So here's that Google earnings gamble. $50 into $157. That's a 207% gain. Here's the car short. So Ryan over here made $7,000, $7,000 shorting car. That was that big parabolic stock.
Yeah.
He took some size on that. He's like, this shit's going down. So he had bigger balls than me. And he deserves to get paid that. So $7K. Here's Bobby Sama getting a funded account. Here's CRML, quick 43% gain. So even if you have like a smaller account, like less than like $1,000, you can still take the trade alerts.
Yeah.
If you got $100 to your name, I'm sorry, that is not.
Nah, it's probably not the right move for you, brother. You probably should get a job.
Although I will say you can still do the funded futures program with like $100. It is possible. We made some wins earlier this week on some iron condors.
Yeah, man.
$170 there. Here's Jelani, 34,000.
Cool.
Here's Andy making 368 off of an iron condor that I alerted. Today's iron condor was an expense trade, although I said, hey, buy some calls, buy some call spreads, do whatever. So if they were able to size in on those, they can more than make back the $200 loss and then get 200 to 500 in gains.
That's a fact.
Yep. So come check it out.
Come fuck with us.
I also post like investment ideas. So if you guys ever want to like look at some long-term stocks, long-term holdings, I pay for investment research. I give that to you guys for free. I filter it out. So come check that out. We go over additional trade ideas as well. Like here's one in the last minute of the day, $40 turned into $1,000 on an NDX put option, which is absolutely insane. I'm posting some other stuff over here. Here's the Google trade, $55 into 177. I'm posting trade ideas daily. Like, hey, RKLB looks pretty good. TSM.
You gotta fuck with us, guys. You gotta fuck with us, man.
This call option win 1,000% today. UAMY.
You got another super chat, homie. If you guys want to fuck with us, click the link in the description. It's the second link. Join Victory Trades. Let's go.
Oh wow, you have 60K in QQQ. Okay. At 20 years old, been working a lot. I respect the hustle. So you're heavily tech concentrated, which is totally fine. Text where the party is at. You just don't want to be the last one at the party. I was having a coaching call with a Victory Trades member, Chris, and he was saying,
is that the Chris who works for me?
No, it might be, but I don't think so.
Okay.
But he was basically saying the stock market's like a party. You don't want to be the first one to the party. That's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the last one to the party, though, and the last one leaving when it's like 4 a.m. and like everybody's drunk and puking all over the place. You want to show up like just fashionably late, enjoy a good time, and dip the hell out.
Get out of there, man.
And I'm relating this to the QQQ investment that you're in, which is great. If you're in a lot of Microsoft, a lot of QQQ, why not diversify into something like XLE? Get yourself some energy companies. Why not get some riskier growth stocks? Why not even consider some bonds, just to wait for a better deal? SGOV stands the test of time, pays 4% a year, 0.38%, zero risk of loss unless the United States dollar collapses or the government collapses, which we have bigger problems if that's the case. So this is like a great high yield savings account place to park your cash. SGOV.
I like it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like to do my own cash secure puts and cover calls, but I get it. I get the appeal of that,
Oh yeah, they're not even doing option writing for you. It's just investing in government bonds.
Oh, these are the bonds. My fault. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
it,
yeah.
I apologize.
But something I get what you're saying. Like QYLD, they're
Yeah.
doing the covered calls. This is the
Yeah.
Nasdaq covered call ETF, and that's at an attractable price. You know, I got 200 shares of this, and it's been good. You know, it's cooking. I got
You ever sell covered calls against that?
I can if I can get a fill. The liquidity is really bad. So like I know what you're saying. Like
right, double dip. You know what I'm saying?
You could get like $10 in premium. But the thing is, it's like, oh, do I want to get called away for $10? You know, I have 100 shares of GUI. You know, that's been doing well. That's tied to Google. That's Google covered call income. I've got 100 shares of TSMY. This is the Taiwan Semiconductor income ETF. I got AMZY. That's cooking. I bought some of this at about 12. So if you ever want to just, whenever you're getting cash flow from your assets, you are sacrificing growth. But the thing is, for me, it's just so much easier to invest knowing I get a little cookie each and every month while I wait. Which I know is irrational, but you know what? It keeps me liquid. If I ever need to do some withdrawals, I got extra cash in the account to do it.
I'll pick up a penny if I see it in the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With a richer meal on, I'll pick up a penny. You know what I'm saying? Like no bullshit. Like and no such thing as extra money.
And your income is much higher than the time it would take to pick up that penny. But if it's there, you know,
listen. I want all of it.
Yeah.
You got a super chat, homie. You got another one.
Let's check it out. What do we got?
Oh no, my fault. I think that's for me.
Oh,
all
sounds
right,
good.
Yo, listen, guys. If you want to trade with us, you can trade with us live and give Greg's options trade straight to your phone every day. Join Victor Trades and links in the description, man. One trade will pay for the month. Take one trade a month that pays for it, you know.
The goal is to have each trade alert profit by about $100, with the risk being $100 to $200.
Come on, man. It's like simple. It's the best deal. It's the best deal in finance.
Definitely. Get in while you can.
Come on, man. Awesome. All right, man.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Peace. Cool. All right. Oh, I got it. My fault. I got to get him out of here. All right. Yo, I think I got a super chat.
We have Marcus. Took your advice to open a new Google ad campaign for the moving company. The man from Iran isn't here, but could you take a minute to explain Instagram ads, etc.?
Yeah. So for Instagram ads, basically what you want to do is you want to set up, you need a ads manager account, and you need an account in Google's ad manager, right? And then what you want to do is, what I like to do, the easiest thing for you to do is first you want to have some content that's working well. And then you want to set that up in a way where you can actually, you don't want to hit the boost button in Instagram. No, you're going to do this from Google Ads Manager. I'm telling you, it's just significantly better, right? And your targeting is going to, you're targeting, instead of putting a new ad, you're going to hook your Instagram up to it, right? And link your Instagram up to Google Ads Manager. And instead of setting up a new ad, you're going to use an existing post. This way you get the all the views from the ads will show up on your Instagram in the comments, and it'll start to build a life of its own. People can share it and all that other shit. But also the targeting, it needs to be like a 5-10 mile radius of where your moving company is, right? So it's just in that area, right? And that's basically how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's basically how it works. And there's a few different objectives you can pick for the for the campaign. I don't know what your sales process is like, if you're trying to get them to call you or message you or whatever it is, but you can set up when you see the campaign objectives, you can decide what you want it to be, right? So I think like that's the best way for you to do it, to figure it out like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's similar to Google ads, but it's just a little different. But make sure it's local ads, all right? You know what I'm saying? All right. Guys, you know, it's something that people I see a lot of guys. They ask me, hey man, how do I get a certain wait a minute, there's another question. All right, I'll answer this next super chat real quick. This one just came in.
All right, we're doing Sean.
Mhm.
Is it still worth it to be an employee, or should someone start their own business? Also, is building a business to sell it later a smart strategy?
I mean, I think okay, so I'm gonna take those one at a time. If you need money to live, then yeah, be an employee, get a job. And that's what I did when I started my first business. I had multiple jobs at first, right? And I slowly started as my income from the business started to replace certain jobs. I would quit one at a time, but I still held on to at least one of the job that was paying the most until I had 6 months of savings saved up, like 6 months of expenses saved up, and I had and my business was making as much money, equal or more money as the job. And that way, when I quit, I had two layers of protection. The first layer being 6 months of expenses saved up. So if shit hit the fan, I had 6 months to figure it out, right? And my income, I was making enough money to survive from the business, you know. Then I felt like I was comfortable enough to do it. Some people will tell you to do it a different way, but I think that's like the responsible way to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. And the second question was, is building a business to sell good strategy? It really depends. It really depends. You know, if it's your first business, it just really depends, man. Like the easiest business to start is a service-based business. And a lot of times those are difficult to sell. You can do it though. It can definitely be done, you know. But most people don't sell their first business ever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rare you see that happen, you know. Because there's a lot that goes into selling a business that you may not be aware of, you know. Especially like when I look at the questions that you're asking, it's like it sounds like you're kind of new to entrepreneurship, which is fine. Everybody's got to be new at one point, but it's difficult. It is rare that people sell their first business. I never sold a business, you know what I'm saying? And I'm rich, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's not necessary. It's cool, you know. It's cool, but I didn't have to do that, you know. All right. Shout out to you though, homie. All right. So listen, man. I know a lot of you guys. Most of you guys watch. It's mostly guys watching. I look at the analytics. It's almost all guys. And you guys, younger guys too, right? You know, maybe 20s, 30s. And you guys want to learn how to get girls. You know, I want to break down everything you need to know about game and dating women in this video. I'm gonna break it all down for you. All right. And oh, hold up. Those are yo, baby girl, I need you to remove your thing because I'm gonna be going back and forth. No, all right, cool. We're gonna break this whole thing down for you in real talk. In this video, I'm going to distill 30 years of game. This is the last video you need to know. This is the last video you ever need to watch about attracting women or getting women. This is whether you want to have a girlfriend or you want to be a international player or you want a whole harem. This is the only video you need to watch in order to make this happen. All right. And I'm show you something that I call the attraction matrix. Okay. We're going to break this down for you. All right. Now, check me out. All right. So there's three main parts of attraction when it comes to getting girls. Is your looks, your resources, which is money, looks, money, and status. These are the main things. Right. Some guys focus all on looks. These are your looks maxers, your claviculars, and all those other guys, right? You know, some guys are just focused on getting money, right? This is someone like Elon Musk, you know. He's got status too, but you know, he's got so much money. He got like 14 baby mamas. He get a new bitch pregnant every few days. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just do like status, right? And these are the things, the combination, these are the ingredients for attracting, right? Because what we don't want to do, well, and what I'm really against is game in the traditional sense where you're trying to like convince a girl to like you or trick her into liking you, right? Because some of that shit seems like kind of predatory, and that's how a lot of motherfuckers end up catching cases. You know what I'm saying? Trying to convince a girl, or even just being creeps. You know, what you really want is to increase your looks, money, and status to the point where women come after you, right? Because I get these comments where guys are like, "Yo, how do I get girls, man? How do I get girls? How do I get girls?" And here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine your dream girl. The dream girl, the exact girl, your ideal woman you want to be with, or the women you want to be with, whatever you want. I'm not making no judgment calls, right? But let's say really imagine the woman that you want to have. All right. What does she look like? What's her personality like? You know, how does she dress? If she has a job, what kind of job she has? You know, really imagine everything about her. And then after you got a clear image of this person, I want you to imagine what kind of man do you have to be for her to be finger banging herself to you? You know what I'm saying? Because she's finger banging herself to somebody sometimes. What do you have to do to become that man? And trust me, it's going to be a combination of looks, money, and status. That's the guy she wants. Right? Especially the girl you want, right? If you got her fucking 5s and 6s, you know, you don't have to worry about it, right? But I'm talking about your ideal girl, right? Now, here's how the matrix looks. Let me show you. So I want to show you something. On this axis, we got looks. On this axis, we got looks. So this is somebody who's like chopped or gruesome, you know, somebody maybe they're like a mutant, hunchback of Notre Dame ass looking nigga, you know. Then you got like what we call a Chad. This is like your male models, right? Motherfuckers on billboards and in magazines, you know. And on this axis, we're gonna have resources, money, right? So the top of this would be like a billionaire, and the bottom would be like a homeless guy, all right? Right? And you know, it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum, all right? I want you to think about this, right? Now, here's how the quadrants kind of look. If you are broke and chopped, then you're kind of going to be like invisible, right? Women won't even notice you. You know, for example, like sometimes I remember once I was somewhere and there was some women there and they would be like, "Oh man, there's no guys, man. There's no guys here, man. There's not enough guys here." And talking about in the city, but I looked around and there was guys, all those waiters and shit all over the place. They didn't even see these people. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even see these people. You get what I'm saying? Like you're invisible to them. And I want to be clear, they literally don't see them. Like literally, it's kind of like when your friend or family members gets a new car, you start seeing that car everywhere. It was there the whole time, you just didn't see it because you weren't looking for it. It didn't register to you. Like if you are fucking broken chopped, you literally don't register to them, just like that car that used to be invisible until one of your friends got it, you know? Right. So if you end up in this quadrant, man, you got to have so much game or status that to make up for it, I think it'd be difficult for you to make up for this. All right. Now, let's say you broke, but you a hot motherfucker, right? You sexy, you over here in this quadrant. All right. Well, that puts you end up being like the fling, right? You know what I'm saying? You might be the guy who women want to have casual sex with, but they won't take you seriously. And that may be the goal for some of y'all. Like some of y'all might think that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might actually want to be in that category. But it's not the it's not necessarily the best category to be in, you know, unless all you want is to just fuck random bitches, right? But even then, they still have to look past the fact that you're broke. And if you're hot enough, they'll do it, you know. They'll do it, or at least a certain category of women will, right? They'll just look at you, oh, he's just a good time, right? This is how like honestly, you can get a lot of girls in that category. You know, the guys I know who actually have the most sex with the most women, most of them kind of sit in that category, because guys who got money, they're like fucking busy. They're like out here doing shit in the world, and they're accomplishing their goals and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're like building a future for themselves. But the guys who get the most girls are like fucking broke. Maybe they ain't got no real job. Like the guys I seen who get the most, nobody gets more pussy than a Dominican Uber driver. I live in New York, man. These Dominican guys, these motherfuckers that drive Uber and shit, nobody gets more pussy than these niggas. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no future. You know what I'm saying? But they probably get the most pussy, right? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's where we're at. Then there's a guy. Then there's this quadrant where you chopped, but you got money, right? You over here, right? So if you fit in this quadrant, you more like an ATM to these chicks. You end up you like a sugar daddy or something like that. I think the kids call them simps. That's where you at, right? And the only way you can get the girls is you actually gotta you might actually really pay for them like a prostitute, or you might have a prostitution like relationship with her, where she's kind of just using you for the money, and she tolerates intercourse with you, or she tolerates compassion with you as a result of your financial resources, right? And listen, some of y'all want to be in that category. That's cool. Like, I'm not making no judgment. I'm just telling you what the facts are, right? And then this is where I think you guys want to be, right? Where you got some money, and but the girl would still fuck you even if you didn't have the money, right? Because a lot of times people are like, man, I don't want to get money. I'm only if I get money, how do I know the girl only if I get money, how do I know that the girl doesn't just want me for my money? I'm like, yo, man, be the kind of guy that she wouldn't just want for money. Then the money's like a plus. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that's where you want to be. I hope you guys are getting this, right? That's where you want to be, right? You know, because if you fit into that category, you are literally the guy that every girl's dreaming about since she was a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like Disney prince shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they grew up watching Disney princesses. I mean, right? Princesses wasn't marrying broke ass motherfucker. What's Snow White? Who Snow White get? The motherfucking Chad Prince. You know what I'm saying? She Snow White didn't end up with the fucking with the Prince broke motherfuckers. You know, Snow White wasn't with the ugly rich dude. She definitely was. I mean, she didn't even notice the motherfuckers in the chop broke category. Them motherfuckers, them was the dwarves. Them was the 7 dwarves, right? You know what I'm saying? Even motherfucking Ariel from what's the name? Areola from the Little Mermaid, man. She was with a motherfucker who had some paper, you know what I'm saying? Who was handsome, you know? Yeah, that's where you want to be. You want to be in that category. Because then if you get in this category, this is where demand really flips, right? This is when they start kind of chasing you or coming after you. You hear what I'm saying? This is when you're gonna need, if you end up in that category, you're gonna need thought repellent, right? Because you're gonna have too many girls. It's gonna be hard for you to choose. You get what I'm saying? And you're gonna need a way to keep them away from you, right? When it's too much, right? So how do we get there? Right? How do we get there? Well, we don't want to be this motherfucker. We want to make sure we're not chopped and gruesome, right? Right? We don't want to be, I mean, we're just gonna get rid of that. We're gonna assume that if you're watching this, you don't want to be chopped and gruesome, right? You definitely don't want to be the guy who's just fucking gross but got some money, right? Because I don't know, then it's like they kind of just using you, you know? Maybe you can still develop love under those circumstances, but it's difficult, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that guy. Some of y'all might not mind being the guy that she just uses for their body, you know what I'm saying? Your girl just want to use you for your body. I remember when I was like, I used to be when I was young, I was attractive, you know, and I used to be a male model. I was on like billboards, and I was on some magazines and shit. And you know, I feel like girls just wanted to use me, you know. Anyway, that can happen. That can happen to you, you know. And if you don't mind that, that's cool. But I don't think that's what you really want. I think what you really want is to be in that sector, man, where they chasing you, where you're that guy. So how do we get there? Well, first, let's work on the physical part, right? It's not as difficult as you may think, right? You definitely don't have to go to great lengths as these other looks masters where you don't have to go to the same lengths that these looks maxing guys go to, right? Where they make it their whole fucking personality to be as pretty as possible. That's fucking weird, man. But hey, you know, that's my interpretation. Like, I think it's weird to be a guy who only gives a fuck about your looks and you make it your whole personality. I think that's strange, but also I'm fucking old. I'm 43 and I'm from the fucking hood. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. We wasn't looks maxing. We was out here survive maxing or fucking kill maxing. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to stay alive out there, you know? But you can be calmer about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so first thing you got to do is you got to get lean. I think that's probably the most important thing for you to do if you want to look better is to get lean, right? And because a lot of guys think they need to be like super jacked, but the truth is, I mean, you definitely want to put on some muscle, right? You want to put on some muscle, but you don't have to be as big as you think. Pause. What you really need to do is get lean. So I want you to think about Zac Efron in Baywatch. Pause, right? This motherfucker is like 5'10", he's a little fella, and he was only like 165, right? What they call that victim weight. But like, he was in amazing shape. He looked incredible. Pause, right? Or if you say Michael B. Jordan in Creed, in amazing shape, right? Michael B. Jordan is about 6 foot tall. He's like 2 inches tall, 2 inches. He's like 2 inches shorter than me, right? 6 foot. And in Creed, he was 175, man. To put it in context, I'm 6'2", and I'm like 210. 200, 210. I fluctuate between there, right? He was 175 at 6 feet. I mean, but he was super lean, just like Zac Efron was super lean. You get what I'm saying? Brad Pitt in Fight Club, Brad Pitt is like 5'11". He was like 155 in Fight Club, but he was in amazing shape. I'm telling you, get lean. You gotta get lean. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. Henry Cavill, like he's like a lot bigger now, Pulse, because he was in he's fucking Superman, right? But before that, I remember he was in a movie called The Immortals, and he was in amazing shape. He looks super tall, but he's like 6'1". He was 170 in that movie. You know, I'm telling you, get lean. Your main focus needs to be getting lean. Lean is law. You don't have to get super muscular. Like if you mad skinny, yeah, put on some muscle for sure, but get lean. And if you get lean first, let's say you skinny fat, you need to put on muscle and lose fat. It's imperative that you cut first, get lean first. And let me tell you why. If you get lean first and you put on like 5 pounds of muscle, that's going to look super impressive. Way more impressive than if you put on 5 muscle. It's going to be way more impressive than if you were to put on 5 pounds of muscle under a bunch of fat, you're just gonna start to look kind of weird, and bulky. It won't be as impressive. But if you lean and you put on 5 pounds of muscle, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna look way more impressive. And here's another thing, man. Sometimes when I go on a cut and I get leaner, people ask me, damn, man, did you gain weight? You put on some size? And I was like, nah, man, I actually lost 10 pounds of fat, but the proportions make you look leaner. You start getting the cuts in your arms and shit. You start having especially you take your shirt off, man, you got the 6-pack or the V lines, and it just looks way better. Get lean and then put on some muscle. I'm telling you, I promise you. And as soon as you start, here's what I do. This is how I stay lean all year round for 15 years since I've been on the internet. Y'all never seen me fat, and I put out videos every week. What I do is, first you get lean as you want to get, like super, super shredded. Okay. And then I bulk. Then I go into a bulk. So first I'm in the caloric deficit, burning more calories than I consume. Then I'm in the caloric surplus. Right. First I get lean with the caloric deficit. Then I putting myself in the caloric surplus. And I bulk until my abs start to go away. They're getting kind of soft, especially the lower abs. They're getting kind of soft. And then boom, right back into a cut. Right. So I call this micro cutting and micro bulking. Some people will try to go on a bulk for like 6 months. Well, then you look like shit for fucking 6 months. Or at least half that time you're going to look crazy. And then you got to cut for 6 months. And half that time you're going to look crazy. But if you do what I'm telling you, do micro cutting and micro bulking, you never look like shit. You immediately get a quick win because you get lean, super lean. And then you just bulk until you feel like you're starting to not be as lean, and then cut again. So I might bulk for 2 to 4 weeks. That's what it usually is. And then I go and I cut for like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, depending. Bulk for 2 to 4 weeks, cut for 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how fat I get or how lean I get, right? And when I'm cutting, what I do is I take my body weight in pounds, multiply that by 10. That's how many calories I get, all right? So I'm like, let's say I'm 200 right now. I might be a little more than that, but for each simple math, I'm 200. And that means I will get 2,000 calories, but I also make sure I get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I'm doing 200 grams of protein. Again, some people will say, some of these fucking nerds will say, man, you only need 0.8 grams of protein. Shut your bitch ass up, man. All right. Shut the fuck up. The studies that say you only need 1.8, those studies were done in perfect conditions. Like they were measuring the people's food. Those studies were done in perfect conditions. We don't live in perfect conditions. Okay. Food labels. The FDA allows food labels to be off by 20% in either direction. So if you get a protein bar and it says it has 10 grams of protein, it might have 12 grams of protein. It might have 8. So I say, hey, man, just to make sure we're as close as possible to being where we need to be. All right. We want to do 1 gram. That way we can make up for that potential 20% loss that's legally allowed to be on labels. All right. And that's what I do when I'm getting lean. Right. And when I go in my micro bulk, then I take my body weight in pounds, multiply it by 20 with the same amount of protein. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight stays the same always. All right. Always. It always stays the same. And and I do that until I start getting kind of fluffy. Right. Then I go into a cut. Right. And I oscillate that. But this way I always look good. Pause. I always look presentable. You know what I'm saying? I'm never looking like, I'm never like, yo, man, this motherfucker got fat. You see motherfuckers who get fat, like some of these fitness influencers get fat. Motherfucker, this is your job. What are you doing? Micro cutting and micro bulking. But first cut, you might have to go on a long cut if you fat. You might have to go 1 long cut, but then you'll never have to do a long cut again. Right? Because as soon as your abs start to go away, you go for another bulk. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for over 15 years consecutively, nonstop. I don't do that reef. I don't do that. What's it called when people, some people like to ease in to the cut after a bulk or ease into a bulk after cut. No. Fucking, it's from 1 on fucking Sunday, I was eating 4,000 calories per day. Then on fucking Monday, I go straight to 2,000. Micro cutting and micro bulking. And then the supplements you want to take, I've been taking creatine. I take creatine every day, at least 10 grams of creatine per day. And that's the most important one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take peptides and shit, go for it, but you need to get lean. And that's going to be half the battle. Here's the thing. I want you to listen to me good. 90% of looks maxing is going to be just from getting lean, right? Because getting lean is going to give you more hollow cheeks. It's going to give you more defined jawline. Like I'm coming off a bulk right now, right? And for me, I can't bulk for way too long because my face gets fat. I start to look like an emoji or a minion. You know what I'm saying? I look like a caramel minion, right? And get lean and you will achieve 90% of the looks max and shit without having to make it your whole fucking personality like a dork, right? Then you want to do some motherfucking grooming, get you a fucking haircut that makes you look presentable. For me, I've been shaving my head since I was 16. It's different when you black. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you black. I know if I was white, I'd probably be in, I do something different, but when you black, it's different, like Michael Jordan. When I was modeling, when I was the top male model in the world was a black dude named Tyson Bedford. And not all the time, but a lot of times he would just shave his head. Sometimes he'd have like a low cut Caesar like this, but a lot of times he would be a shaved head, and he'd be on billboards for Ralph Lauren with a shaved head. It's different when you black. If you black and you don't got a weird shaved head, you can shave that shit if you want. Get dreadlocks, whatever works for you. You got to find something that works for you. What you can do is, man, no bullshit. You can upload a photo of yourself to ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a new image model that's really good. And say, make me a composite with different hairstyles. And you can start like trying them on. And it does a really good job of that, actually. All right. The next thing you need to do, you probably need to fix your teeth, man. If you got fucked up teeth, don't get braces. Don't get no adult braces, bro. That's every time I see a motherfucker with adult braces, I'd be like, yo, you poor. You couldn't afford the Invisalign. It's like a declaration of poverty. You know what I'm saying? Get the Invisalign if you need to, or get veneers if you want. Just don't get them big ass veneers, man. Motherfuckers be looking like, you ever see that shit? Motherfuckers with big ass veneers, fucking teeth shooting out their mouths, man. If I was you, I'd get the Invisalign. Veneers look crazy. But also whiten your teeth. So I get the every once I get the fucking Crest whitening strips. Those shits work really good, right? I use whitening toothpaste, and I got electric toothbrush. Get yourself one of them electric toothbrushes, one of them real good ones. They clean like significantly better. Make sure you flossing every day. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I stay flossing. Floss every day. You just fuck with your oral hygiene, right? And and that's it. And dress and then work on your style a little bit. I'm not a fucking style fashion icon. I'm gonna be honest with you. But here's the thing: if you get in good shape, you don't even need to fucking dress nice. You don't need designer. You can just wear a black t-shirt. Like get yourself a black t-shirt and jeans. So you good. You dress great. Because when you are in good shape, shit just looks better. All right. Shit just looks better. You like regular shit looks good. And here's a cheat code for looking fly. Is a cheat code. Suits. Yo, suits, man. You get suits, get it shit tailored. If you're in good shape, get that shit tailored. You will look fly, man. I heard my girl say once, she said that suits are for women what lingerie is for men, Yo, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on suits. I remember once I went to a wedding and I needed a new suit. And I was living in Queens at the time, and I went to we had this motherfucking grocery store called C-Town, right? And on the side of the grocery store, connected to the grocery store, was a suit place. They were selling like $100 suits, fucking $50 suits in there. And I went and bought a grocery store suit. Got that shit tailored. I was looking fly, bro. I was getting so many compliments. I'm telling you, man, suits are a cheat code. That's what Justin Waller be doing. You know, that's what he wears suits all the time. You ain't even got to pay a whole lot for it. They way cheaper than the designer shit. They're way deeper than, I got like Prada and Louis and all that shit. You'll get way more attention with a suit. When I worked I remember I was working for the Prada store. I was a security guard at the Prada store, and they gave me a free suit, and they tailored it to me. And I got so much attention just walking around. This was in my 20s, just walking around, like more attention than I would get in a tank top. Suits is a cheat code. All right. So you got to do that. So, and once you do that, man, you're in good shape. Like I said, that's all the looks maxing you got to do. You know what I'm saying? All right. But now we got to focus. We got to focus on the money as well. You need to make more money. All right. Now, there's a few things you can do to make more money. One, you can just work more. When I was broke, I was never broke. I never allowed myself to be broke. But there was times when I struggled. All right. But I refused to be broke because I just outworked it. So I was working this was during the recession of 2008, after my father killed himself. I just started working a shitload. And I would wake up at 4, train people in the morning, and then shower there, go work at the Prada store for 8 hours. Then after that, I worked for a moving company. All right. And then on the weekends, I trained people in the morning, and I was the weekend manager of a barbecue restaurant in Queens on Steinway Street in Astoria. And I did that shit for like 2 years straight, man, working like 12, 14 hours a day, right? But I wasn't broke, right? But then I started making real money when I started my own business, right? And that's where you're going to make the real money, right? If you're not struggling like I was, right? You got a job that's decent, right? You're working 40 hours. You need to spend, if you got a 9 to 5, right? You need to, from 9 to 10, you need to start working on increasing your financial abundance, right? I'm sorry, you got a 9 to 5. From 5 to 9, you need to be working on increasing your financial abundance, right? And there's a few ways you can do this, right? So phase 1, you want to start your own business. There's no way I would start a business that wasn't online, right? Because you have way more leverage, right? So you can do something like e-commerce. Online training is when I made my first million as an online trainer, right? You can do some sort of digital service, something like that, right? And I suggest you start some sort of service-based business because they're the easiest businesses to start because they have low startup costs and low overhead. Why 80% of businesses fail? Why? Because why does a business fail? The only reason a business fail is because they don't make enough money to cover their expenses. Okay. If your overhead is low, then it's harder to fail because you don't have as many expenses, right? And a service-based business is the kind of business that doesn't have a lot of expenses. For me, I picked online training, right? And the reason that was important because I had experience as a trainer, and it was a service-based business, but I didn't have to train with the people. I can give them their workout plans, diet plan. They do it on their own. And my job was to make sure they did it and to keep them accountable and to have check-ins with them and check in on them every day to make sure they were following the plan. And that way I was making way more money than I was doing trainer. I was making way more money than I was as an in-person trainer because I could take on more clients. I can charge them less, but still make more money for myself. And if you want to know how to do that, I'm actually doing a live training, a free training this Sunday at 2 p.m. where I'll show you how to grow your online fitness business. It's going to be 100% free. I'm going to break the whole thing down, show you how to use AI to grow your online fitness business. I'm going to show you how to use AI to grow your following. I'm going to show you how to use AI to actually get clients and make sales. And I'm going to show you how to use AI to train your clients so they get amazing results. It's the first link in the description. You should click that and register for that training right now. right. But you know, it doesn't have to be online training. It can be anything, right? Right. Any sort of online business. And what you want to do is you want to promote that business. You want to promote that business on social media. So here's what you're going to do. Here's the game plan. If you want to start any, it doesn't have to be online training, it can be anything, any sort of business, service-based business. That's what I suggest, right? Here's what you do. First, you learn as much as you can about that industry, right? If you need to take courses, if you need to take classes, maybe you might need to go back to school. I don't know. You just really learn as much as you can to master it, you know. And then what you want to do is you want to find some people. Phase 2, you want to find some people that you can train for free, right? That you can provide your service to them for free. So it can be anything. If you're running ads for people, say, let me run your ads for free for a month, right? If you're training people, train them for free for a month, right? And what you want to do is you're going to give it to them for free in exchange for a testimonial, right? You need testimonials, and I'll explain why later, right? And once you get a few people that you're going to work with for free, you go super hard at helping them accomplish their goals, so you can get an amazing testimonial, right? And work with them for like a month, right? Once you get that, once you start getting those testimonials, you want to get at least 5 to 10 people, because some people won't do what you want to say, because people don't really respect shit that's free. They don't take it seriously when it's free, right? So you want to get 5 to 10, and you want to, your goal is that 3, 4 of these people make it to the finish line and actually do what you say, right? Then you get those testimonials. After you train those people for a month or work with these people for a month, then use those testimonials. And that's when you go on social media to actually market it to people, right? To paying clients. But now you have proof that you actually did the shit. This is what I do with my students who I teach to grow their online fitness business. We call it the testimonial harvest, for people who have never done this before and they don't have any proof that they can do it, or they don't have any experience, right? What you do is you run that for a month. Then what happens is they start to get, they have testimonials that they can market to other people for, right? Because people always want to see, before, if somebody's going to give you money, they're going to give it to you in exchange for a product or service that they feel like is worth more or equal than the currency they're exchanging for. And if you, and for them to give you that money, they need to trust that they're going to get that result, right? And if you don't have any testimonies, it's going to be hard for people to trust you. So that's why it's really important that you do this first part, where you work with some people for free and get some great testimonials, all right? And then after that, now you market those testimonials on social media for paying clients, right? That's what you want to do, right? And you want to keep building this business until you get to the point where you can actually quit your job, if that's your goal, right? You can actually quit your job. And I don't recommend you quit your job until your business is making as much money as your job, and you have 6 months of savings saved up. This way it gives you 2 layers of protection, because if shit hits the fan or something happens, now you got 6 months of expenses saved up that are like a safety net for you. All right. And you will have another layer of protection, because now you know you can cover your expenses because the business is making as much money as your job. All right. That's a responsible way to do it. And then and then you can quit your job. But once you quit your job, do not start working less, motherfucker. Right? Your job is to now put those 40 hours that you was putting into your job, put it into your business, you know, and then you'll be in good shape. Then things should really start to pick up. Right? And when that happens, then you'll start making money. And if you did everything with the looks, you'll be in good shape. Now, the next level is status. Status is the ingredient we haven't talked about much, but status, some about status, man. Status is an aphrodisiac for women. It's not so much for guys. Like, it's gonna be hard for us to comprehend it, right? Because at least none of the guys I know look at a girl, oh man, this girl is like super famous and popular, and you want to fuck her just because of that, you know? It's usually like you want to fuck with her because of the way she looks or maybe her personality or some shit, right? But it's rarely like her fucking status that's going to attract you to them. But for women, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. I'm telling you, it's never been easier to obtain status than it is right now, right? Never been easier, right? When you have looks, money, and status, it's game over, right? And the thing is, you can buy status, right? Like you can buy status. So, for example, things like there are status symbols, which is like nice cars. If you got money, get yourself a fucking Lambo or Rolls Royce, instant status. You know what I'm saying? Girls don't want to go out with you just so they can take a picture off to the side where the Rolls Royce logos is showing in the stars in the ceiling. There are chicks who would date you just for that. I know guys with millions of followers. I know for a fact that there are bitches who will fuck him just for a shout out. I swear to God, I do. I swear to God, they exist, you know? And yo, you can grow. I know people who have grown their social media, which is a huge form of status, with money. Not buying followers, but you can pay for shout outs to big accounts. You can run follower ads. A lot of people don't know this. You can run ads on Instagram to get followers. It's actually, a lot of people, most people do it just in order to make money. But if you just wanted to build your status, you can do that. I know businesses that spend $100K a month on follower ads. One, it makes them money because the more followers they have, the more people they can market to. But I'm just saying, you can buy status. You can engineer it. It's probably the easiest one to get. Sometimes you might see people like, oh yeah, you can pay to get on podcasts. Yeah, I know a guy. He paid a bunch of, I don't want to say how much, but he paid to get on a huge big podcast. He wasn't famous, but he paid him so much that they let him on a podcast. It not only did it help his business, but it also helped his status. Like I'm telling you, you can buy status. It's never been easier than it is right now. You can buy status, but you got to have your money right for that first, man. And if you get all three of those, man, looks, money, and status, it's you in good shape. Looks is not as important to men as it is for women, but it's important. It's a thing, It's definitely a thing, right? But yeah, if you get all three of these, man, I'm telling you, you won't have to worry about how do I get girls, or like your problem would be too many girls, right? Your problem would be too many girls. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, some of my friends who have maxed out either all three or super maxed out one of these categories, right? When they pull me aside and they'll say shit like, I'm not gonna say their names, but they'll say shit like, bro, how you stay faithful, man, with all these girls out here? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of problems they have. It's not like how to get girls. They literally get, yo, man, bro, how you stay faithful? And that's the kind of problems you want. I'd rather you have that problem than be out here chasing chicks and getting ghosted. You feel me? Like, that's the problem you want, And this is going to work whether you want a girlfriend, whether you want a bunch of girls, would you want to be an international player? This is the formula: looks, money, status. All right. And I think I did a good job of breaking that down. You guys get to work and report back to me. All right. I think there's a super chat. Or was it a few?
We have a few, but you should say their names.
Nah, I ain't gonna say their names. Those are homies.
After the podcast. All right, we have Steve. Steve says, Ty Lopez recommends not dating or marrying any chick in the USA. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's retarded. Ty's my boy, though. Like, Ty's my boy, OG. Here's the thing about when guys start talking shit about women in the US are like this, or older women are like this. I'm just like, bro, that's no disrespect to Ty. That's my guy. I would never disrespect Ty. That's my dog. I'm just saying in general, what you say about other people says more about you than it says about them. You get what I'm saying? It's if you're attracting a bunch of people in your life that you don't like or aren't good people, that's a reflection of your energy, man. Your vibe attracts your tribe. I haven't had the experiences that he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I've dated women from fucking every continent except for Antarctica, right? And like I don't think they're better than American women, right? Like and a lot of times when guys want to date girls from other countries, I'm not saying this is Thai, but this whole sentiment, especially like the passport bros and all that other shit, to me, that's the equivalent of when like a transgender person wants to play women's sports. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to play on easy mode. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want a girl who doesn't have exposure to I want to meet a girl who doesn't have exposure to life in America or doesn't have not used to having resources. They want to get a bitch from Colombia, man, who don't got running water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that bitch is gonna love you until she don't, right? Like I know a dude in New York, man. He's a doctor. He met some girl in Colombia, brought her back, married her. She started cheating on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like that's not a cure-all for your problems. You know what I'm saying? If you a sucker, you gonna get suckered, you know? What else we got?
We have Sean. Do you use Broncaid continuously? Does your body build a tolerance?
I'm sure it does, but it's not something. I don't know if I take it every day. I take it when I'm cutting. I don't really take it when I'm bulking. Because I don't take it when I'm bulking because it makes you less hungry, right? So I need to eat more when I'm bulking, right? So I only take it when I'm cutting. Or if I just need a bunch of energy, I'll take some Broncaid. What else?
And then it's not a super chat, but I want to end with Chancellor Jerry. He says, let's go. I just signed up for high ticket trainer Brandon's program. I got lean after following his advice via videos and it worked. I'm excited for his program.
Let's go, brother. Shout out to you, man. Hey, this brother is smart and he makes good decisions. All right. I'm excited to work with you, homie. All right. Yo, guys, if you guys want to learn how to grow your online fitness business, I'm doing a live training this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss out on it. I'm gonna show you how to use AI to grow your online fitness business. All right. I'm gonna show you how to use AI to grow your following, show you how to use AI to get more clients, and I'm gonna show you how to train your clients utilizing AI so they get amazing results. Just hit the link in the description to join, and I'll holler at y'all. Peace. Oh, I gotta end it.